In this video, more folks in the mainstream media express their thoughts, opinions, and ideas about Elon Musk, and I express my thoughts, opinions, and ideas about their thoughts, opinions, and ideas about Elon Musk. First, quick update on Tesla stock for all the Tesla stock investors out there. Up almost 4% today, still down almost 10% over the last week, over 20% in the last 1 month, down over 25% the last 6 months, year to date down almost 25%. As I keep repeating, Tesla stock still today looking like the bargain of the century. Of course, I could be completely wrong. The good news is this video will still be around in 2032 and we'll know how it panned out. And I think Gary Black might agree. Over here on Twitter, quote, Tesla is at 57 times Wall Street's 2023 earnings per share estimates, 45 times Gary Black's 23 estimates. Seems an absurd valuation for 50% plus volume and EPS growth fueled by dual tailwinds of soaring EV adoption and Tesla capacity. Investors seem overly worried Elon will sell more Tesla shares even though he says no further sales are planned. This shot here from the Bloomberg terminal showing things visually. If you're a super nerd, feel free to pause the video. Otherwise, all you need to know is the lower this yellow is moving, and we can see it's getting close to record lows over the last 5 years. Tesla's current valuation versus earnings per share estimates. That's at multiple now at 57 times. 6 months ago, it was almost 3 times higher than it is today. Something to consider. And now it's time to get into the meat and bones of today's video. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support level and above. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store, so check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. So here we are over on the New York Crimes and an opinion piece entitled, Is Elon Musk really that bad? If only the author Fahad had seen this just 2 days prior, the very same publication. This time, however, not an opinion piece, but a guest essay. Oh, wow. Interesting, isn't it? A guest essay. If you guys are curious about what the actual a guest essay is, this is a piece written by somebody who doesn't actually work for the New York Crimes, but they've certainly decided to publish, entitled, Elon Musk is a problem masquerading as a solution. I'm not going to bother reading this article. It is an absolute pile of excrement. I will, however, quote the opening sentence, just to give an indication of what an absolute pile of garbage this actually is. It is a perfect marriage for an age of plutocracy. Twitter with its serious problems, and Elon Musk, the embodiment of those problems. Speaking of problems, I do harbour some suspicions that the author of this particular piece may in fact be suffering from many of them, predominantly around mental health and self-esteem. But I could be wrong. That's the beauty of being able to share my opinion. So, back to, is Elon Musk really that bad? Elon Musk is hard to love. Elon Musk is hard to like. Hold up, buddy. Now, I'm not going to be too hard here on the author. However, I'm just going to call a spade a spade. This is what being a gigantic pussy looks like. Why? Why do I say this? Well, of course, this is all my opinion, but my opinion is that this author is so scared of offending his audience. You know, those people who have decided they hate Elon Musk for some reason, other than the fact that they've spent any time to understand his personality, his character, his values, his accomplishments, and so on. And rather than having these turd burgers flee from the article in the first millisecond, he's pandering. Oh, you know, I know you hate Elon Musk, and I admit it, it's really hard to like the guy. He's, you know, just so unlikable. Please don't run away. Please read my article. And to be honest, strategically, this is actually brilliant, but I find this extremely disingenuous. I personally believe that it's actually very easy to like and love Elon Musk unless you struggle to do those same things to yourself. See what I did there? Because I mean it. I've yet to encounter a single person who harbors a dislike and or a hatred toward Elon Musk who doesn't in fact harbor those same two feelings toward themselves. I have seen many of these folks prematurely judge Elon Musk, and many more of these who are so dumb that they don't actually think for themselves and they just inherit their opinions by reading a few headlines or hearing something from someone in their social circle. And I have to say my piece on these folks. To prematurely and negatively judge somebody without actually knowing for sure, without really doing the homework, without understanding their intentions, you know, hearing something second or third hand, reading a few headlines, and suddenly you've decided this is a bad person and so on. This is one of the worst forms of non-physical violence a human can inflict on another. Most people, once they've made their judgment, that's it, game over. Nothing will change their mind. I think everyone should be given the benefit of the doubt. No matter what you've read, no matter what you've heard, no matter what your friends think, I think you should do your your own homework before forming an opinion on anyone, especially if it's a negative opinion. But hey, that's just me. Now, hold up there, Einstein. I know a few of you smart asses in the comments already. Oh, what about you, man? You say analysts are morons all the time and journalists are idiots as well. Yes, I do. But that's after having looked at their own actual statements, their own actual opinions, thoughts, and ideas. Forming an opinion on somebody, their intentions, their ability, their competence, and so on. Having actually looked at evidence to back up those claims, and that opinion is quite different from inheriting those opinions second or third hand. You guys understand, right? I'm sure every single journalist I've ever taken a dump on, and every single stock analyst I've ever taken a dump on too, at least almost all of them, actually means well. But meaning well and doing well can be separate things. I tend to give people the benefit of the doubt, but if your actions harm other people, and in this case including reputational harm, the kind that will generate an army of hatred and venom that is unjustified toward a single individual, this is a point where I'm happy to make up my mind that you're a piece of shit. You still might be a great husband, father, friend, etc. And you may mean well, you probably mean well, but that doesn't change the fact that you're a piece of shit. To be clear, a well-meaning piece of shit. Just like a well-meaning idiot can be extremely dangerous. I think most alligators on planet Earth are, generally speaking, well-meaning as well, but you know what? Probably not going to encourage my children, or anybody actually, to be playing nearby. So while I understand the intro, I also find it rather cowardly, unless of course Fahad actually genuinely believes that it is hard to like Elon Musk, in which case I'd love to find out why. Maybe we'll find out in this article. Let's read on. On his way to becoming the world's wealthiest person, Musk has emitted so many metric tons of self-indulgent puerility, he might have violated the Paris Accords. I definitely take issue with this, not with the claim of puerility. Elon Musk likes to have fun, joke around and be a little bit silly. So do I. It's called having fun. Of course, some people seem to have a stick up their ass and have a major aversion to people having fun. Again, I think it comes back to the fact that there's none of that in their own life and they don't like to see it elsewhere. Self-indulgent is a pretty rough call. After all, this is a man who's dedicated almost every waking hour of his life not to gratifying his own needs and desires, but to do good in the world. So far, opening paragraph, an absolute load of bollocks. But again, I do actually understand why. I think the author here is doing his best to ensure those readers who have an immediate gut reaction that they form not from their own thinking but inheriting opinions about Elon Musk stick around a little bit longer. Again, I find this pretty cowardly, but I understand why. But one need not find Musk personally or politically appealing to appreciate that his contributions to humanity could end up being profound. This, I agree with completely. Brilliantly said. Soften things up a little bit and then bang, hit him with the facts. Well done, Fahad. Through his endeavours in solar power and electric cars, Musk might do more to combat climate change than just about any lefty environmental activist or politician you can name. Absolutely spot on. Musk looks even better when judged against other globe-straddling billionaires in his orbit. His is not an empire built on inheritance, dumb luck, monopoly, or, subsidies notwithstanding, insider access. Indeed, his businesses seek to undermine some of the most harmful and politically entrenched industries on the planet, among them defense contractors, utilities, oil companies, and combustion engine automakers. Again, more facts, credit where it's due. Spot on. There is also something straightforwardly inspiring about Musk's story. After a troubled childhood in South Africa, he immigrated first to Canada and then to the United States, put himself through college, and made his own fortune through unending hard work and in pursuit of ambitions far grander than slapping like buttons all over the web. No comment. Even Musk's bluster is excusable because underneath the big talk, he has repeatedly delivered on his far out promises. Again, spot on. Elon talks big game and he backs it up. He makes innovative products that work well, that delight customers, and that are on balance probably good for the world. Isn't that the best one can hope for from capitalism? Apparently not. Over the last few weeks, as Musk began looking, at first coyly and then determinedly, to acquire Twitter, I've been a bit stunned by the volume of opposition on Twitter and off to his bid. Well, I haven't been stunned or surprised. I called it all ahead of time. I think this is a reasonable litmus test. If you saw this coming, the intense, very negative reactions in general from the mainstream media, big tech, social media, the United States government, Hollywood celebrities, and many parts of academia, if you saw this intense reaction coming, that's because your eyes have been open for the last few years and you know what the fuck's going on. And for those of you who are surprised or even stunned, a bit of a wake-up call. This was obvious, at least if you're paying attention. On Monday, when Twitter's board announced a roughly $44 billion deal for Musk to buy the company, the boos reached a fever pitch. I get the worry. Some of Musk's business practices are loathsome. Tesla employees have alleged, by the way, I just want to make sure we highlight this word, alleged discrimination, sexual harassment, and unsafe practices. Now, let me ask a question here here. Just hypothetically speaking, if you have a workforce of 100,000 plus people, Tesla employs over 100,000 people. Do you think it's possible there may be a few incidents that go down in the history of the company among so many people that there might be a few blemishes around here, a few employees that turn out to be pieces of shit? Now, just to give you guys and girls some context, approximately 1 in 100 people in the general population is a psychopath. And by the way, I don't personally have anything against psychopaths, but psychopaths tend not to have a huge amount of empathy. Just for example, in the United States, approximately 700 people out of every 100,000 will be incarcerated. I don't believe you will find a company on planet Earth with 100,000 plus employees who hasn't faced every allegation under the sun. Many of them false and many true. You see, the larger a company gets, A, the more bad eggs will slip through initially, and B, the more people there are to complain about stuff, and C, the more absolute outliers you'll find in terms of people who have severe issues. I'm not aware of a single loathsome business practice among any of Elon's companies. In fact, I don't believe this author has any evidence to back that claim up whatsoever other than some allegations that have been made. Again, context really matters. If this was a company of 10 people, it'd be a different story. Again, I think that this is cowardly pandering to many of the readers here. Oh, see, I heard that they were racist and sexist and unsafe and blah, 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 blah. Context really matters. I challenge you, find a company on the planet with 100,000 plus employees who hasn't had all of the same allegations and more. Oh wait, actually I won't, I've got better shit to do. Musk's stated reasons for buying Twitter are also quite vague and naive. Vague? Hello? Really? Vague? No. He says he wants to bring free speech to the platform, but it's a mystery what exactly that means. For fuck's sake. I'm kind of feel like I should give this guy a pass, but at the same time, you're a journalist for the New York Times. Do your fucking research. He's been very, very, very clear about this. Elon's done multiple interviews. He's tweeted in detail about what his plans are. It's quite clear and simple. It's also a mystery how he would do so while preventing the service from devolving into a snake pit of hate and harassment, even more venomous than it already is. Musk's own Twitter presence can be insufferable. Oh my god, here we go. His tweets are often crude, juvenile, and misogynistic. Oh, here we go. Let me find the apparently misogynistic tweet that they're referring to, because I've never seen one. According to PC Magazine, which I believe is Personal Computer Magazine, Elon Musk is a misogynist, and it matters. Musk tops the world's wealthiest list, and is Time Magazine's Person of the Year, but his sexist rhetoric worsens the lives of every woman in STEM. I just don't even. I really don't even. Do you know how many women in STEM are currently working for one of Elon Musk's companies, helping to change the world, doing extremely fulfilling work for which they are well compensated? Probably not. Elon Musk runs two of the most prominent tech companies. He's also a misogynist, or at least presents himself as one. Still looking for the evidence here. Women in tech face considerable obstacles, blah blah blah. So when Musk, who is CEO of SpaceX, holds considerable sway over mostly men in the field, and now Time Magazine's Person of the Year, makes a sexist tweet that gets over 6. Oh, here we go. Here's the tweet. Here's the tweet. The sexist tweet. I can't wait for this one. Here we go. I'm thinking of starting a new university, Texas Institute of Technology and Science. I'm just going to say it. The author of this article is one of the dumbest human beings on the planet. I don't know his or her name, whatever. I don't care. Absolute fucking moron. This apparently is enough to write an article leveling a blatant accusation that Elon Musk is a misogynist and it matters. You know, the kind of headline that people read who don't actually read the whole article, don't dig for the context, and then decide Elon Musk is a misogynist. By the way, here's a spoiler alert. You hear anyone call anyone a misogynist, a sexist, a racist, a bigot, a homophobe, a white supremacist, or a Nazi, you're probably talking to an absolute brain dead moron and is just throwing one of these toxic terms, just slandering somebody, trying to defame and tarnish their character without having anything to back it up. Hence the vicious cycle. Hence why so many people don't like Elon Musk, because apparently he's a misogynist, wrote this moron who's writing for a Personal Computer Magazine because Elon made a funny tweet with serious implications. Oh, wait for this. This is the really funny part. You know how that fucking moron was talking about women in STEM having a... hello? Elon is literally going to be starting an institute for technology and science. STEM stuff, right? For men and women to attend. And it has a great acronym. This is brilliant marketing. But of course, Elon Musk is a misogynist. Now, I have to do this. Okay, Chandra Steele, just had to get that name there. One of the dumbest humans on earth right now. By the way, Chandra, if you're watching, I mean that. You're an absolute fucking moron, in my opinion. This is the kind of garbage journalism responsible for so much hate being leveled at Elon Musk. So much invalid, unreasonable, unfair, and unjust. Everyone is welcome to express their opinion, and in my opinion, humans like this are some of the worst to ever have existed. Like I said, this is false, misleading, untrue, and no doubt added fuel to the fire among the people whose brains don't work, who just read headlines and decide, okay, everything I read in a headline must be true. Disgraceful, shameful, and embarrassing. So, back to this fake news article in the New York Crimes. Notice how this stuff perpetuates, right? This article is now leveling claims that Elon Musk tweets are often crude, juvenile, and misogynistic. Then we do some digging, and it turns out that this link, again, it seems credible. Oh, I'm reading an article
article. I didn't just read the headline, I actually read this article. It said misogynistic. I don't need to click and learn. I'm just going to assume he's misogynistic in his tweets.
And we see this rhetoric repeated over and over and over, especially from people on the left who just, for whatever reason, not all of them, but many, hate Elon Musk. He's racist, sexist, bigot, misogynist, homophobe, Nazi, white supremacist, blah, 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 blah. Really irks me, can you tell? Traits that are the basis or perhaps the most unpleasant thing about him. Oh, okay, so here we go. Elon's misogynistic tendencies are perhaps the most unpleasant thing about him, the things that don't exist. Oh, really? So let's take those away. What is the actual most unpleasant thing about him? Maybe sometimes he says things you personally don't agree with? I don't know. Let's continue. The social media sausage factory, by the way, that's pretty funny. The social media sausage factory of aggressively bro-y tech, finance and gamer types who hang on his every word and swarm his every critic. Yep, see, this is the accusation that I get, right? Swarming his critic right now because the person writing this article is a fucking moron who's perpetuating lies about Elon being a misogynist. And of course, I've certainly swarmed on this brain-dead critic because facts are the facts here. Starting an institute for technology and science in Texas that will allow women in STEM to get a great education, excellent opportunities. Somehow it's misogynist because the acronym for the name of the institute's funny and it's going to get a lot of press and promo and a lot of publicity, which is a good thing for the institute. Some people have no sense of humor. Still, as a long-time Twitter addict, I find the very notion of ruining Twitter amusingly redundant. Twitter's impact on the world has arguably been quite negative under its current and previous management. During the Trump years. Oh, what the f***? The site became the cudgel with which a media-obsessed president bullied the world into paying attention to little else but him. Twitter's leaders only found the courage to shut off Trump's bullhorn after he lost re-election and incited an insurrection. Sure, Musk could reinstate Trump's Twitter account, and maybe that'd be a disaster for democracy, but that horse left the barn long ago, and it was Twitter's longtime bosses, not Musk, who helped open the door. It's not that I doubt Twitter under Musk could get much more terrible than it is now. There's also lots of room for Twitter to become much better, and Musk, with his enviable track record at managing technologically sophisticated companies and managing groundbreaking tech products, might just be the owner to unlock its full potential. Twitter under Musk could experiment with the service's user interface in ways that its current management has been too slow or scared to try. For instance, my hobby horse, get rid of quote tweets, the feature that allows users to performatively dunk on one another, turning your feed into an endless parade of cheap shots. I'm struggling here. I see where the author's coming from here. If somebody says something moronic, you can quote that tweet and explain why you think what they said is moronic. But I personally believe this is a good thing. This is how you have discourse, debate and discussion and further your understanding and ideas. And yes, it does allow people the opportunity to quote somebody who said something that they personally think is completely wrong and explain why they think it's wrong, and even that the person who said it is probably a moron. That's the beauty of free speech. Of course, the way the author is framing this, at least in my opinion, my interpretation, allowing people to quote a tweet and then share their thoughts about the author of that tweet and or the thoughts in that tweet, big no-no, and we shouldn't have it, and it's bad. Imagine if YouTube wouldn't allow me to respond to the insanity in this article. Probably 3 people watching this video today who realized that Elon Musk isn't in fact a misogynist after all. But what if I wasn't allowed to share my thought? What if I wasn't allowed to share my opinion on this piece? Interesting. By staking a hefty chunk of his wealth to take the company private, Musk could also free Twitter from the stock market's short-term pressures for advertising growth, letting the company explore new business models, like subscriptions perhaps, that may be more conducive to long-term sustainability. Or he might think of wholly new ideas for fixing up the place. And I, for one, am excited to see what he comes up with. Musk's detractors often paint him as motivated by little more than money and politics, but Musk is at best a fair-weather ideologue. His politics are all over the place. Imagine that. Somebody who actually thinks for themselves and uses their brain to decide what they think about things, rather than going, wait, what do we all believe? So on that topic we all believe this, and on this topic we all believe that. Okay, great, I know what I believe. That's awesome, man. By the way, sadly, that's how most people think.
I'm a Democrat, I believe this. I'm a Republican, I have to believe this.
Fucking idiots, a lot of them. Politics are all over the place, like anybody who actually thinks about things. He has lobbied silly attacks at Democrats. Please don't call the manager on me, Senator Karen, by the way. Silly but fair, Senator Karen. Absolute steaming pile of excrement. Unfairly attacking Elon Musk, slandering, claiming he doesn't pay taxes. She's an absolute piece of shit. One of the worst humans on earth. Right up there with the author of the article that falsely claimed Elon Musk was a misogynist. But he also criticized Trump's immigration policies and resigned from the presidential advisory councils after Trump quit the Paris Climate Agreement. Imagine that. Elon Musk thinking independently about different things. Just, isn't that crazy? What a crazy idea. He's been able to criticize members of both political parties in the United States. What do you know? Many of Musk's entrepreneurial passions are long-shot bets that could easily have blown up his fortune, and may yet still. In 2002, after earning more than $100 million by selling PayPal to eBay, Musk could have become a venture capitalist and lived the good life. Quote, among the least financially advisable projects imaginable for someone in that position would be to start a rocket company, Ashley Vance, the Bloomberg reporter and author of a terrific biography of Musk, once wrote. By the way, great biography autobiography. If you haven't read it, stop the video, buy it now, go listen, you won't regret it. But starting a rocket company is what Musk did. And after also pouring money into another money-burning venture, Tesla, Musk came very close to losing it all after the Great Recession. Musk's real genius isn't in making money, but in making unusually ingenious products. Not long ago, I drove a Model S Plaid, Tesla's top-of-the-line sedan, on a long weekend trip up the California coast. Tesla unveiled the original Model S in 2012. Back then, it was a quixotic machine, a luxury electric car that looked like a plaything for tech execs and presented hardly any threat to the world's gas-guzzling automakers. Until you realize it won literally every award ever and was a pretty clear sign that it was going to eat the lunch of all of the world's legacy automotive manufacturers, but no one paid attention to that. Don't know why. Maybe they're morons. In the decades since, Tesla has grown into a remarkable force. Year by year, as per their master plan, it improved its products, expanded its product range, and built out a global production infrastructure that has become the envy of the automotive world. Growth spiked, then exploded, then went supernova, by the way, nicely said. In 2012, it delivered about 2,650 cars. In 2021, it sold nearly 1 million. And even though the rest of the auto industry, seeing Tesla's growth, jumped on the electric vehicle bandwagon, Tesla has maintained an indomitable lead. According to Experian's automotive market trends, in the fourth quarter of 2021, Tesla had just under 70% market share of electric light-duty vehicles on US roads. Every other manufacturer's share was in single digits, like their probability of surviving the decade. Driving the Plaid, I could see why. The car is a dream. It's one of the fastest accelerating vehicles on the market today. At about $130,000, it is said to have the acceleration normally found in multi-million dollar hypercars. At the same time, like cheaper Teslas, the Plaid is also one of the most environmentally friendly vehicles you can buy. It has a range of up to 405 miles on a single charge and is as efficient as a gas-powered car that gets 101 miles per gallon. What I found most remarkable was how ordinary Tesla has made electric driving. I was in sparsely populated areas of California, but wherever I went, I was not very far from a Tesla supercharger. The whole thing was effortless. As I've written before, the electric car is not a transport panacea, but the world is undoubtedly a better place thanks mainly to Musk's doggedness in making this outlandish dream a reality. I can't promise that Musk will similarly revolutionize Twitter, but I can think of many less skilled and more troublesome owners for the site. And as billionaires go, there are many I worry about much more. By the way, just for fun, I want to read some of the headlines from related articles around this again. I mean, the junk, garbage, fake news, what else can you say? Musk's Twitter, weed memes, edible tweets, and the return of Trump. Twitter under Musk will be a scary place. Elon Musk is a problem masquerading as a solution. Quite the mixed bag in today's video. Is Elon Musk really that bad? No. Is the fake news really that bad? Yes. Do I get triggered when people level false accusations and perpetuate lies about people like Elon Musk, who want nothing more and whose actions show that to be true than to have a positive impact on the world? Yes. And as I said, falsely and negatively judging somebody's character, slander, implying one is a misogynist and so on without any evidence whatsoever, one of the worst forms of non-physical violence you can inflict on another human being. Of course, I think the basis for every one of these false accusations, these unfair and unreasonable claims, is some combination of mental illness, self-hatred, a lack of self-esteem, or an intense need to be approved and liked by everyone, in particular the audiences of said publications, who of course, in today's day and age, don't have a sense of humor. And if you decide to start the Texas Institute of Technology and Science and genuinely plan to do so, create a new center to educate both men and women in STEM fields, you are automatically a misogynist. And if a single person of the 100,000 plus people currently employed by any of your companies levels an allegation, whether or not it actually bears out to be based in reality or false, you're also everything that has been alleged by any of these individuals. Hope you guys and girls have enjoyed today's video, and don't forget to sign up to Patreon with the card in the corner or the link in the pinned comment. Loads of content, lots of stuff that'll get me cancelled, banned from YouTube, probably even Twitter these days as well. Unlike the spineless, cowardly authors who work for many of the mainstream news outlets, I don't mind sharing my thoughts and opinions, even if it does offend a portion of my audience, because I personally think that it's more important to speak your truth than be a needy, little, pandering pleaser bitch. But that's just my opinion. So, see you over there. I'm Stephen Mark Ryan, this is Solving the Money Problem, and I love you all. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoy these videos, there's a bunch of ways you can support the channel, access exclusive content and perks, and get some free stocks and crypto. Check out the links in the pinned comment below. You can also pick up some Tesla, Elon, and investment themed merch in the merch store. If you want to take it to the next level, join thousands of members on Patreon to gain exclusive access to over 100 Q&A videos, loads of exclusive content, exclusive access to my up-to-date 10-year Tesla stock price targets, and even access my Tesla valuation model at the investor support support level and above. So check out the links in the pinned comment below, and thanks for your support. And if you're still watching, you're awesome. I read every single comment on this channel and I really appreciate your feedback. So if you've got any thoughts on today's video, questions, comments, or suggestions for a new video, let me know in the comments below. Check the cards on screen now to browse the merch store, join Patreon, or watch the next video.